Hey guys, welcome back to another episode here where we are trying to help you lay a firm foundation in fitness, food, and finances. So we've been on food a lot, and we're going to talk one more time about food. I'll come back to it later on. But I'm going to talk to you about the Lion Diet and what it's like to work out with that. So several of you guys have said, hey, carnivore, you feel weird when you work out. What about this Lion Diet? How do you feel? So I'm going to go into that. We're going to cover a couple other things going on at the gym. I've got a couple projects that I'm working on, and of course the nutrition that's coming up. So anyway, all right, I'm going to get into all of that. The first thing I'm going to do is run into the Lion Diet. Okay, so if you've listened to the other podcast, a little rehash. If you haven't, then here we go. Evan got hit with a Crohn's diagnosis, and they had some aggressive treatments, and he said, hey, can I try diet? And they're like, sure. And actually, well, they have no choice. It's his body, so he can do whatever the hell he wants, right? So he says, hey, I'm going to try this diet. Jordan Peterson's daughter, Michaela Peterson, came up with this thing, the Lion Diet. On the Lion Diet, you basically kind of eat what a lion would, sort of. It's really just carnivore, but extreme. So basically salt water and ruminant red meat. So cow, deer, elk, bison, and well, I'm sure there's others I can't think of. Anyway, so you would eat those sort of things. I've been doing it with him for about 5 weeks now. And the question I keep getting for you guys is, how does it work with working out? So when I started doing the no sugar, no bread thing about, 10 plus years ago, it felt really weird to work out. But fortunately, because of CrossFit and doing the same things as most everybody else, well, not doing exactly the same workout as people in the gym, I knew my times from past workouts, and I knew how I would work out near somebody. So like in a workout that just came up, Joe and I could compare the scores and see kind of where we're at. Now, it did have some gymnastics components to it, so maybe that's a throwaway, but it is nice to be able to kind of understand what you feel versus what is reality. And I get it as an engineer. I don't really feel normal things. I don't know. I'm very much a 1 and 0 type of guy. But anyway, okay, so when I did this the first time, I knew that I was working out about the exact same level because of my scores and because of the people I was working out next to. It just felt super heavy. It felt like somebody was on me. It felt like I was carrying around extra whatever, or something was, put a hypodermic needle in me and sucked out my willpower, my effort, and my strength. And that's because I wasn't burning carbs, I was burning fat, right? And my body was getting used to that. And for the last 10 years, it's been fine. I work out, no problems. I don't even notice it. So now going to this Lion Diet where it's basically no carbs whatsoever, unless there's trace carbs in the meat that I'm eating or the salt that I'm eating, I'm back to that feeling. So the workout we just did, it was like sprint 200 meters and then do some pull-ups, some bar or chest-to-bar pull-ups, and some bar muscle-ups. Now, I know it's a circus trick, and I'm good at circus tricks. But, weirdly, this 50-year-old guy had the top time, or I think you logged your slowest. My slowest is 2 minutes and 28 seconds or something. And I was neck and neck with Joe, which he routinely crushes the stuff. Now, I get it, there's bar muscle-ups in there, so that's kind of a gimme for me. Also, CJ was ahead of me the whole time, and he just missed a bar muscle-up, and his hands were slippery or something. So this old guy knew to wipe his hands off and grab some chalk, and CJ went in for the kill. So, yeah, I sort of tricked it a little bit. But the point is, even feeling total, after the first round, so it was like you would do work for about 2.5 minutes, and then you'd rest for 30 seconds. After the first round, I felt like, oh, shoot, someone sucked my soul out of me. And I thought, I should probably quit. I don't feel right. And this was only maybe 2 or 3 weeks into the diet. And I looked at them and I said, well, if CJ's moving, I'm only a little bit behind him and I don't feel terrible, but I'm like, yeah, it could just be that feeling. And so that's what I'm getting to is your body may express itself, which you may think is one way, but it's not that way. So I always say, listen to your body, but in this case, use the comparative results. We've got, I know they typically say comparison is a thief of joy, but in this case, it's not. Being able to compare is great. So typically, I'm well behind these guys in normal workouts. So CJ and Joe totally crushing me, but I'm close-ish, and I know how I should compare. And yeah, I get it. It was gymnastics, and it's kind of my thing, but I felt weird, yet was still able to perform. So this was one time or this one-off, where you're not actually I shouldn't have stopped, right? I shouldn't have listened to my body. There was nothing wrong. It's just my body going, hey, we're not used to burning fat. So, okay, so there's that. So I do feel a bit weird when working out. And I think several of you have commented on it. They're like, Andy, your face looks a little down, or you're not talking so much. Okay, so on that, I just did a 10-hour adventure race, and I still only ate Basically the lion diet. I add in whatever Evan can add in. So he's added some goat cheese and some coconut. So coconut like yogurt. So it's pretty gross stuff. It's like, unsweetened and all that. So I have added some of that stuff in. Still has a very zero-ish carb count. Anyway, so on this race, I was still eating that way. I call it a wagon wheel. You just take meat and a cheese and you roll it up with some mustard in there. And I eat those. Now, the weird thing is my normal amount that I would eat, I ate in 5 hours. So I ate it all and I had nothing left. And the race had 5 more hours. And I told Eddie, like when the first, maybe hour. So Randy and his wife Danielle were racing at the same time. So it was fun to have other members there. And we're racing up this hill. And when I say racing, we're like moving slowly up this hill. And Eddie would be like, okay, let's pass a few people. So we would kind of get off the side and go. And all I was doing is focusing on breathe and listen to my body. Breathe. Don't step on something stupid. And I was able to maintain the whole time. I told him, hey, I do feel a little bit strange. I think I'm okay, but it feels weird with no carbs. So just throwing that out there to you guys that several people have said, hey, if you eat meat for that long, shouldn't you die? I'm like, well, I don't know, not yet. And we've seen people go on for like 14 years eating this way. For Evan, it has pretty much removed the issues that he was having. He's still got a little bit, but he's able to manage with food, just eating salt meat and water, rather than taking all of these biologicals, is what they call them. So it's been interesting. I'm not saying you should do this. I'm just saying you guys had questions, so there it is. That's the lion diet. It's not complicated. It's actually kind of funny when I go to shop at the grocery store. I just go to the meat aisle, I grab a bunch of meat, and I walk away. So it makes shopping for me super easy. My family's not too happy about it, so I gotta come up with other things for them to eat. But there it is. So yes, you can do it. Yes, you can do it while working out. Yes, it does feel weird. And yes, you're still going to be alive. You shouldn't die. So another weird one for me is I don't really have any cravings. Evan is fighting some cravings, but I think it's because I gave up sugar and carbs a long time ago. So it's possible. I would start down the carnivore road first, but if you are a type of person who may have some of these autoimmune issues that Evan had, you might want to talk to him and see how it's going for him. This is our story. I am definitely not a doctor. I'm barely an unfrozen caveman lawyer. I mean, I'm half a human. Don't listen to me. Go research it on your own. But that's what it is. So it's been fascinating. I will probably do some blood work around the 6-month mark to see what it shows. I've seen other people who've done this for a year and done blood work, and it's come back super stellar. So who knows? But I am doing it to support Evan, and weirdly, I kind of like it. I do anticipate the salt, which is so crazy now that they say salt's not that bad. Everyone should eat more salt. So super weird. I do take that raw element. So there's it's salt, potassium, magnesium. Put it into some warm water, let it super saturate, then I'll drink it down. Okay, so there's that. That is the lion diet. If you're interested, let me know. It's really that easy. Just don't eat a lot of things. Just eat that. We do, I guess on that, let me just jump right into that. We do have our nutrition Kickstarter coming up. So Healthy Steps is walking us through this. If it turns out there's only 3 of us that sign up, they're going to switch it into, all right, they'll just be a private session. They'll just do their normal thing. This is meant to be more fun and engaging and challenging and just have the whole community involved. So I did say be ready to track and measure, and that can be intense. Yes, but you don't have to do it forever. So at most you do it, well, I guess 8 weeks if you want to do the whole thing, but you could also scale that back some. It is just beautiful and smart to know what you're actually eating and going in your body and actually tracking it. And I'll still throw this out. If anyone will track and measure for 2 weeks, I will help you for free. Now, my help isn't great. It's usually, let me look what you ate. Yeah, look, you shouldn't eat that. And we both know that. Do it again and then come back to me. Most of the time, it's just don't eat like a death row inmate. Okay, so this is coming up. There's links everywhere. You can scan the QR code at the gym. If you're not in our gym, that's totally fine. We'll take family members and friends. You don't even have to be a member, or you can be an old member. I don't care, whatever. We just want to help people. You can do that. All right. Other thing we did put out there is the progressions. So those are up. We got a couple people doing the bar muscle up progressions. So I'm curious to see how it's going. I just set them up yesterday. So we've got strict pull-ups, double unders, rope climb, kipping pull-ups, toes to bar, handstand strict push-up, bar muscle up, ring dip, and handstand walk. And basically it helps you walk through the natural standard progressions like a white belt, yellow belt, brown belt, so forth of getting that skill. Okay, so I did mention to you that we did an adventure race. Randy and I are still looking for you friends at the gym that would like to try this out. The one we just did was the Blairsville Extreme Adventure Race. It really wasn't that extreme, although it's in the mountains, so it can be extreme. And they call it the Bear. That was August 24th, just recently passed. And I am trying something new. Today is August 26th, and this episode will come out tomorrow. So I feel a bit pinched on getting this done. I usually am like 2 or 3 weeks ahead, but I wanted to see how this would work if you and I are having a almost real conversation. So rather than people asking me things about my past, which is your current, this would basically be our currents together. So, no more time paradoxes or flux capacitors. So if you're watching this as a video, because I do this as a video and then I also strip out the audio so we can listen to it as a podcast. Here are some of the pictures we did. This is Eddie and I at a bike TA. If you're wondering, somebody asked, hey, what are the bikes do you use? It's just a bike from Outspoken. So I would say it's about $1,000 to $2,000 bike, depending on what you get. It doesn't have to be awesome. I will say you probably want front shocks and maybe the capacity to hold some water. And that's pretty much it. A lot of times, well, there's some other nuancy gear, but that's all you really need to get. So here we got Randy, Danielle, his wife, me, and Eddie, and just preparing to race. We were waiting for the other busload of people coming up. And they do give you a topo map. I mean, you're like, I don't know how to read a topo map, Andy. I would be totally lost out there. That's okay. One, I can show you. It's pretty easy. And two, Randy and I, and Eddie too, probably. You guys don't know Eddie. He would probably build teams with you guys to show you what to do. There's also something called Georgia Orienteering Club, which does orienteer races every Sunday. And the races can be like super easy. Actually, well, I won't pull it up. I've done that before. If you go to, I think it's GeorgiaOrienteering.com, you can see their races. The race could be literally the white course, which is like getting white belt. It's super easy. The course is basically along the trail and may be like 1K long. It's super easy. Maybe take you like 15 minutes. And then it gets progressively harder the higher you go up in the colors or the belts. With usually the red belt or the red race is the hardest and longest. So I would cut your teeth on something easy and you can go from there. But this is what a topo map typically looks like. It's it's the government's topo map. They used to do these back in the 70s, and now nobody really does them because, well, I mean, the Earth doesn't really change that much, so who needs to redo it? But pretty much everyone just uses like Google Maps or something. So these have kind of become irrelevant. But it's nice. They do put the trails on there for you. And like the blue lines is water or a river. They'll have road lines in there. Sometimes they have county line markers, which doesn't really help, like this big yellow line right there. Not helpful. It doesn't exist in real life. I don't even know what it is. So not cool that it's in there. Here's Danielle and I making some stupid faces. Mine's stupid. Hers is really nice. And this is Eddie and Randy getting the maps prepared. So they typically give you like 4 or 5 maps, and you just have to rotate between them. Because if you had one map, it would be like massive to like fold up, or they'd have to reduce the scale so much that it'd be weird to it would be hard to see. All right, that's pretty much it on that. So if you guys ever want to race, let me know. The website for the adventure race people we use is warriorraces.com, and it's got like a red, I don't know, transformer mask thing. And then if you go up in the top right, it shows you all the races. Matter of fact, I don't know what races are coming up next. Let's see. They have one in Colorado that should have actually just happened. Oh, that's weird. They did a Colorado one and then came back and did... No, that's September. So they got a Colorado race in September. No thanks because of the elevation change. There's the Cauldron, which, I mean, it's going to be hot. It's down in Florida. It's October 26th. That one's not too bad. They have an 8-hour and an 18-hour. I would say that an 8-hour race is pretty good. It's in Ocala, Florida, so it's kind of a drive. But and then the next one would be the Turkey Burn. That will be November 30th. That's a 12-hour race in Geneva, Florida. Again, when it's in Florida, I don't really want to go that far. But I will say, racing in Florida, it doesn't have mountains, and so it's a whole lot easier. As Danielle said, she's like, hey, this race wasn't too bad, except for the mountains. I'm like, yes, that is true. Oh, look, there's a new race. It's called the Resolution Race in Brooksville, Florida. And it's a 5-hour or a 10-hour. Actually, that would be interesting. It's January 18th. I think I'm going to sign up for that one. And then I got to find out where Brooksville, Florida is. Oh, I can click details and it'll show me. There's another race they do called C2C. I would not do C2C right now. It's a 3-day race across Florida. It's super cool, but it's 3 days. And then on March 22nd, there's Omar. So that's in Birmingham, Alabama, basically. And then back to Chattanooga, Blue Ridge, and Ocoee, Tennessee. So there's some extra races coming up. They don't have dates on those yet. Those are in 2025. So this one, Resolution, is, let's see where Ocala, no, where did they say it was? Brooksville. Brooksville, Florida. If we zoom out, oh, dang. Okay, so what is that, Tampa? So it's north of Tampa by a couple hours. Yeah, maybe an hour north. All right, that's a drive. I think Tampa is like 8 hours drive, so it might be a 6-hour drive. Yeah, I could probably do that. Plus, it's flat. I like flat. All right, so what else did I have for you? All right, we have Labor Day coming up, so this podcast will actually happen before Labor Day. That's tomorrow, right? And then the weekend's coming up. So here's what we got. A bunch of coaches are going on vacation this time, and I never tell a coach, you must work. I mean, we do this because it's fun, and I don't want to jam people into take a round peg and put it into a square, whatever. I'm not going to force people to do a thing, and I'm gone every Memorial Day and Labor Day weekends on a family vacation. So if I won't do it or can't do it, I'm not going to force people to do it. So anyway, here's the schedule. It just went that everyone's on vacation this time. So what we're going to do is Friday, we have normal morning classes, and then the evening classes are closed. So the picture, if you're watching this, is a kettlebell and a 50s girl doing a jump rope. So it's kettlebells and jump rope. So it'll morning class. Everyone come to the morning class. Let's get it done, and then there is no PM classes. On Saturday, we'll be closed, but I programmed a run or a row, a 5K. So pick your poison, go out and do a thing. I almost put in there, it must be on a trail, but then I thought, wait a minute. If I put row on there, you can't row on a trail. I mean, I guess you could bring a rower out there, but that'd be kind of weird. So I did not put row on the trail. And then on Sunday, we have our resident Canadian, Louis, is going to have open gym at 1 o'clock. So everybody come to that. The workout is posted, but he may change it. He has, it's open gym. So you can literally go for an hour and do whatever you want. But typically, Louis says, hey, we're going to do this. And everyone warms up and does a thing. So he is technically not a certified coach. So he cannot lead you or coach you. That's why he doesn't do that. But he's willing to open the gym. So he has an open gym. Thank you, Louis, for doing that. I appreciate that. I should tell you thank you more. And I should learn the Canadian anthem for you. Would you think that would be cool? I don't think you'd think that would be cool. I don't know. Maybe you would. You'd probably be impressed. All I know is it says, oh, Canada. That's about it. All right. Then Monday, the actual Labor Day, we're closed again. And I've got in there swim for 20 minutes. So I asked my buddy Justin Lebrecht, who has a son that crushes the swimming. I think he's in 8th grade. And I said, hey, how fast could Aiden swim a 5K? And he's like, well, they don't really do that. I'm like, okay, so if you were to run a 5K, what would be the equivalent in swimming, that distance? He's like, it's probably 1,250 meters. I'm like, well, that's oddly specific. That somebody must know that. I'm like, okay, give me some points here because that sounds like a lot of swimming to me. I said, how fast would Aiden be able to swim that? And he's like, maybe 14 minutes or faster. I'm like, okay. And he's really good at this. So I'm thinking for myself, maybe like 25 minutes. And so I said, how about you? And he's like, well, it would probably take me 2 or 3 days. I'm like, all right, funny, because that's what I was thinking. So I changed it. Instead of picking a distance that's roughly equal to the 5K in the swimming world, I'm just putting in there swim for 20 minutes. So you figure out the pool length, go back and forth as much as you want, but be careful. Don't swim stupid. Remember, water is a silent killer. And if you go down, nobody knows because you're down. So if you're in like a HOA pool and people around, hopefully someone's watching. But if you're at your home pool, just be smart. Don't push it, and make sure you can stand up at least somewhere, right? Or maybe have a floaty out there that you can grab onto. Okay, so that's that. Then of course Tuesday we get back to normal. All right. So I did put out a tiny little podcast about this thing we're doing. So me, Brandon, Justin, and Charles are working on this thing because somebody said, hey, Andy, what about all those people that have left the gym or other gyms and started their home gym, but then really don't do anything and have fell off the wagon? And instead of saying, well, I don't know, I guess they're screwed. I said, you know what? I could probably do something to help. And dang it, I don't know. I can't help myself to help. If somebody has a problem and I can do something, I just feel compelled to step forward and do something. I don't know why. It's like when they do that line and they're like, I literally, this has happened. We did Cherokee Youth Basketball here in Cherokee County. And they're like, all right, all the boys are going to do tryouts. But before we do tryouts, we need coaches to step forward. And so they need 10 coaches for all these kids. Because they count the kids. They're like, all right, if everyone wins, we need 10 coaches. 6 coaches step forward. They're like, all right, we need 4 more people to step forward. And I'm just sitting on the bleacher going, oh, damn. And they're like, we will actually not progress. We won't do this if coaches don't step forward. And so I couldn't help myself. I'm like, dude, it's just coaching. And these kids really want to play. I'll get up and do it. I'll volunteer my time. So I stood up and became a coach for basketball. What do I know about basketball? I know how to be short. That's about what I can coach a sport. I just am not very good at basketball, but you don't really need to be good at the thing you're coaching. You just need to know how to coach, especially these what were they, 8th grade boys or something? 7th grade boys? Something like that. And little did I know those jackasses in the coaching world of basketball in the rec leagues is they already knew ahead of time who they were going to pick, and I didn't. And so they told their people, hey, just mess up at tryouts and he won't pick you, so you'll be fine. And sure enough, they had kids that I remember going, that kid missed every shot and could barely juggle. Yet out here, he's crushing it. I was like, that was lame. So I don't appreciate, I did think it was funny. I had a good joke on me, but it wasn't very cool. It made a very awkward 8th grade or 7th grade, whatever it was, season where we just got our butts kicked up and down the court most of the time. Anyway, I just can't help but volunteer. So that's something that we're doing. It's just called Garage because your gym's typically in your garage, but I know CrossFit Garage, but no affiliation. Garage Fitness Online. I'm helping with the face man attitude. Brandon will be doing the programming, and my two buddies, Justin and Charles, who are actually members at the gym and do IT stuff. They're going to run all the IT and help us actually do this thing smart rather than laborious, which is what Brandon and I would do. But I mean, this is me I just can't not solve a problem if it's solvable by me. I mean, sometimes I do like say, hey, try this, but I literally could solve this problem pretty easy. So I will see what happens. If you're not in the gym, you're like, hey, I do have a home gym, and what can I do? Yeah, go on. Right now, the only existence of it is on Facebook. It's called Garage Fitness Online. It's in Facebook. Just join up. You'll see, I'm just posting stuff right now, just like, hey, we're making some progress. I have to talk with lawyers and do all that stuff because you can't have a business without an LLC and insurance because, I don't know, everybody wants to sue somebody. I don't know. It's just crazy. The only people that ever make out are the people renting the space and the lawyers, I guess. But thank you, lawyers, for doing what you do, and thank you, landlords, for doing what you do. I mean, I'm a landlord too. Without you guys, again, I would probably lose all that I have. Okay, other stuff that is happening. We already said on 9/21 we're doing nutrition. On 9/28, coaches. Remember, we're doing a coach party here at the house. I know not everybody can come. Some people are out of town. Some people have kids sports. I got to pick something. I already changed it once. We're doing it this day. Come if you can. If not, we will. Somebody else will drink a beer for you. I don't drink beer yet. I'm waiting, but they will. And then on 10/12, October 12th, we're doing a gym party. So we're going to come over to my house. Let me see if I can pull up. There's this one thing I wanted to show you. I won't show you. We have got this massive swing that if you got kids, bring your family. I can't have everybody, so there is a trick to getting invited. Well, actually, everyone has an invitation. There's a trick to the RSVP. So we'll do a grill out here. For the whole gym, I'll probably just do like hamburgers and hot dogs and then bring a thing. Maybe bring your favorite drink. I don't know, something. Or maybe just like sign up for what you're bringing and people can read it. I don't know. I want to keep it pretty low key. We'll come, hang out, do a little swimming, get on this massive swing. So my wife had this great idea. She hired somebody to build this insanely big tree swing. It's like, I don't know, like 3 stories tall. And when you swing, you're on our hill. So it feels like you're going up like 60 feet in the air. I mean, obviously you're not, but it's like, damn, super scary and fun. So far, everyone that's done it has loved it, except for one kid slid off of it. I guess they were in the pool when they got on the swing and it went to go and they slid right off of it. I forgot who that was. I feel like, yeah, whatever. So somebody slid off it. So we're putting down some stickiness so that you won't slide. But super fun, super cool. Okay, the only way you can get the invitation to RSVP, and if you don't RSVP, don't come because I won't be buying food for you. So the only way to get that is to resubscribe to the email, and I will send out an email. Actually, it will come out this Thursday, an email just to the people in Wodify that have resubscribed. So right now there's like, I don't know, 47, 57 of you guys. So most of you, but not everybody reads your email. But the link is in there. It's an Evite, just like, you know, those, what's that site, evite.com. And you just can reply there. So I think I could probably have like maybe 10 families and it'd be okay. If it's more than 10 families, I'm probably in trouble. And we have more than 10 families in the gym. So I'm like, yeah, hopefully everyone doesn't come. But if you do, if it's like, hey, there's like 50 of us coming, I'll rent some porta potties and I'll come up with a way to solve the problem. Or I'll just tell everyone, hey, it's going to be crunched and we'll have paper and plasticware. Just make sure you throw it all away and I don't know, something. I will find a way to make it happen, but I don't imagine that many people come. And that's going to be October 12th. After that, we do have Bring a Friend. So we have a week of you can bring a friend. So the coaches and you guys should know when that happens to focus on your friends. So if you bring somebody, help them out. It's not really about fitness and training at that moment. It's about helping your friend have a good time. And the coaches are going to work with that too. We're not going to change anything. They're going to do exactly what we're going to do. But we will tell them, hey, slow it down and go easy. And you make sure you say that too. Pretty much every time I say that in 17 years, when I say slow it down and go easy, there's only like 3 people who've ever done that. One was Seth. One was Tyler. And the other... that was recent. And who else actually went slow? I was like, dang, man, well done. I don't know. I'm too old to remember names. But tell them to go slow and easy. We'll have them bring a friend for a week. All they need to do is sign a waiver. They don't have to pay anything. They don't have to do anything else. They don't have to schedule a time. If they want to come to the gym when you're not there, that's totally fine. Let me know, and I will make sure we connect with coaches so that everyone can get together. So it's going to be fun. We do this twice a year. Once, I think it's usually like April maybe, and then we do it again in October. I really don't know why we picked those dates. We just picked them, and so it's been like that for a while, so I just keep them there. We will not be doing an end of the year party, so there's no Christmas party or New Year's party. All you guys start doing stuff, and it gets crazy and hectic, and Aaron Vincent and his crew and I always struggle to find dates that don't overlap because everybody goes to the same place. So there's that. So here's the last thing that I'm going to tell you. I've been doing this, or ask you, or cuss, I don't know, put in your prayers, or think about, or I don't know, whatever you do, fast for me. But I've been feeling this thing. I've been doing this for 17 years. I'm older than almost all of you, which isn't a problem, but I'm also kind of the face of the gym, which could be the problem, that I probably shouldn't be the face of the gym at 50. It should be somebody who represents more of who you are, which is somewhere in between the ages of maybe 45 or 35 and 55, somewhere in there that can, do this stuff. But I'm super passionate about it. So I have a hard time walking away when there's people to help. And not saying I'm walking away, but it is in my heart and in my head that, hey, I should probably pass the torch on to somebody out there that has a passion for this, that can carry it on. We've been open for 17 years. I definitely cannot keep it open for another 17 years because by then I'll be 67 and I don't know. I mean, I just got to imagine at 67, I'm quite different, right? And who wants to talk to an old guy like started? I don't know. It just sounds really weird, right? So I have to be thinking about this. And I had a long conversation while I went on that race. Talked to my buddy Eddie, talked to some other people, other places. Some of you guys have provided some real wisdom. I mean, Tyler, thank you for your words. I mean, I don't know. I just think there's probably a journey I should be on that's still helping people, but maybe it's not this one. And maybe there's somebody out there that's like, I am super passionate about this. I wouldn't do this job, this business, if you didn't have passion. If you're looking to make serious money, there is no serious money in the business. I guess if you coached more things and did everything all yourself, then yes, I suppose you could make some money at it. But it's a project of passion. I haven't taken money out of the gym in 10 years. I do pretty much all of this for free because I just love helping people. I mean, there are some fringe benefits. Like I'm 50. I don't take any drugs. I don't have a primary doctor. Well, I do. Scardasis, you're my doctor. But it's been a great ride. I just love to help people. And it's allowed me to learn and do other things and help refine a nerd engineer into somebody that actually can stand in front of people and talk. I'm not nerd. I mean, you could literally throw me in a class anywhere and be like, hey, Andy, you're going to go to Macon and coach. I'm like, all right, that's fine. I don't care. You could actually, I was at a meeting and the guy said, hey, we need to kill about 15 minutes until the main guy with the agenda shows up. Andy, hook us up. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I didn't even know these people. I just went up in front and was like, all right, here we go. And just, freestyled, whatever. And we had fun for 15 minutes. At least I had it sort of fun, right? And my point is, there is immortality, even though I'm not dying. I feel like I should probably do something smart and find the next torchbearer before I have to find a next torchbearer. And I never really thought of that. So the year of 2025 may see me looking around. If you find that you have the passion and you're like, I love this stuff, just come talk to me. This is really the first expression of this coming out. So if you're thinking, well, Andy, why didn't you talk to me? I mean, literally talking to you right now. It came up during the adventure race. And when you're out there with 10 hours in the woods with somebody, you get to talk about a lot of stuff. We had a lot of family talk. We had a lot of marriage talk. We had to talk about, where we thought we would be in life. I mean, you talk about a lot of stuff in 10 hours, especially when you're broken down like that. There were no tears, but we had a lot of man time. It was good. Eddie, thank you so much for just being out there, a buddy in the woods with me. Randy and Danielle, thank you for passing us here and there. So we did see them, but not very often. And they had a different race. Not everybody races the same. So anyway, guys, I look forward to helping you guys out. I look forward to coaching you. I look forward to helping you become harder to kill. Yeah, none of us are going to the games, but we will be harder to kill. We will make it to 76, and we will make it over the age of 76. Even though half the people that will be dead by 76, it doesn't have to be us. It doesn't have to be our half. We can do something about it. One of the biggest things is eat smart, move some, sleep, have good relationships, and be working on yourself either mentally or emotionally, right? So those are those 5 pillars. Go back and listen to that episode. Anyway, guys, I really appreciate what you guys do for us. I do appreciate landlords and whoever else I made fun of. I know our landlord has jacked up the rent a lot. It's still within the norms. It just hurts. And I do appreciate landlords. I'm a landlord. And if you guys there's another one. The next podcast won't be about food, and it won't be detailed gym stuff. I'll probably do a take on Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Erin, she had her... Did she have her kids read it, or did the kids read it? I don't know. But Erin had her kids read it, or in that realm of reading it, And they have said something back to her, something like, "This is the best book I ever read." I'm like, yeah, this is, I think, why I can be semi-retired. It's a huge blessing from God, but maybe you could say he also put, and also he put Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki in my hands. And it said something like, any idiot can be a landlord and make money. I'm like, hell, I'm any idiot. All right, let's give this thing a shot. Guys, thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you guys real soon. Take care.